Today we are making a plum pie cobbler. I have got a plum pie filling what we've made together last year. I've just opened it up. It smells divine. I cannot wait to try this cobbler. So first things first, the ingredients are, so we've got the pie filling. Next we're gonna mix 1 egg with 100 milligrams of milk, and I'm going to whisk this together, and then I have the flour. I've got 280 grams of plain flour. I'm going to put this in this bowl. To this we'll add 140 grams of unsalted butter, and we've got half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a tablespoon of baking powder, and also we have got 140 grams of caster sugar. That's it, friends. So first thing first, I'm thinking actually to put a bit of like a chocolate chip cookie as well to it. So let's crack this egg. Oh wow, look at what a surprise. It's a double yolker. It's our egg, what it lasted so well in the fridge. So that was a nice surprise, that made me laugh. Okay, and I just cannot believe how well these eggs are stored in the refrigerator. I'm gonna mix this real well. Like that. I'm gonna put this aside, and now I'm going to use my fingers, this butter. This butter is really cold. I just took it out of the fridge. Oops. So, but that's what we need. We need a cold butter because we need to make like a crumble mixture, crumbling together this butter with that plain flour. Just like that. And I'm also going to add the sugar. I'm using organic cane sugar, and the baking powder and the cinnamon as well. And this is so easy, honestly. It's only gonna take us a couple of minutes after I've got all the ingredients. Put it in a baking tray, put it in the oven for about 40 minutes, and we have got a dessert. I'm also making what goes really well in the cobbler. It's a ice cream. So I'm going to use my ice cream maker. Just add in the sugar, and I'm going to use some of our goat's milk from the freezer I took out yesterday, and some condensed milk, bit of sugar, or actually maybe I don't put extra sugar because I want to use apple sauce, so make like an apple vanilla ice cream, bit of vanilla extract to it. I think that's gonna be amazing. Right, this is now looking good. I'm gonna add the baking powder at this stage, the cinnamon, and a good healthy pinch of salt, and I'll give it a good mix. Just keep crumbling it, and we're going to add the milk and egg mixture to this and make it like a very thick butter. Okay, pour this in there like that. I should have used a spatula at this point or a wooden spoon, but never mind. I think I'm going to add maybe a bit more milk in a minute. I'm just going to wash my hands, and I'm going to switch to a wooden spoon because it gets a bit messy. Yeah, that needs more liquid. I don't want a dough, but I'll put like a very thick batter-like mixture, so we can then spoon it over the plum pie filling in the baking tray. Now this is looking good. I'm happy with this now. Perfect. Okay, just tidy up a bit. I'm going to add a couple of handfuls of chocolate chip cookie to this mixture. Right, I'm gonna use this dish to pour my pie filling in. Just like that. I'm gonna spread it out evenly on this tray, and I'm going to scoop out the mixture in this glass bowl or scoop it right in to the cookie tray like that, baking tray. Let's see how it goes like that. I'm gonna put this preheated oven to my Aga. The good thing is with my Aga it's always preheated, so I never need to remember to preheat the oven. And I'm going to put this in a baking oven first for half an hour, and we'll see how it goes. We might switch it to the roasting for the last few minutes. Okay, this can now go to the oven for us, friends. Make sure I set a timer for half an hour. The cobbler is ready and it's looking delicious, and it's nearly dinner time. So before I'm gonna start the ice cream, we're gonna have dinner. We're gonna have the goat curry with the potato naan and some fresh salad from the garden. And for dessert, we're gonna have the plum pie cobbler with apple and vanilla ice cream. Dinner is ready. So we've got the absolutely delicious goat's curry with rice, salad from the garden and a potato flatbread. It is dessert time. So the cobbler and the lovely homemade ice cream. Wow, Annie's gonna be so happy. Enjoy. Good morning, friends. It is the next day and I am ready to put this cast iron pan to the oven. We're gonna make sourdough bread. And I'll leave that there for 20 minutes and it's really nice and hot. And I'm going to put this in another dish with a lid on, the cobbler, so that can go to the fridge. Just made myself a coffee. Keep me going. The last couple of days and the next couple of days we are going to make lots of bread projects. So make naan bread, sourdough bread, sandwich bread. If you get confused because I'm switching bit in between. Come back in about 20 minutes and we're going to add some salt. Okay, I think I've missed out in my last vlog some part of this goat curry process. So when it finished in an Instant Pot, I took it out and actually I've put the goat, the whole meat, on that baking tray and put it in an Aga for about half an hour, and it crisped up the skin, and it smelled amazing, and it just like turned like a proper roast dinner kind of taste. It was so good. Also what I've got rice going in that pot, and I sieved through the watery gravy with all these vegetables from the Instant Pot, and then I've separated the thicker bit and the liquidy bit, and I've blitzed it up. I've blitzed up the liquidy bit with a bit of vegetables and it turned to this thick gravy or curry sauce. That lamb looks beautiful. The curry is ready, vegetables, rice is ready. I am just caramelizing some onion, what goes on the top, and I'm experimenting with something. Also, I'm going to serve the goat curry with some sauerkraut, sorry. Talking about sourdough, I've been experimenting this morning. This smells gorgeous. I've used some yogurt, sourdough starter, bit of honey, water and some bread flour, and look at this. Wow, looks amazing. So I have decided to make with this a lovely naan bread. Goes with the curry. So we're just gonna put some bread flour and some water. And I'm just going to mix it together with my hand until it becomes a dough. What we can actually roll out for like little naan breads. I'm just going to fry them a few minutes on each side. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. And dinner is nearly ready. It's nearly 4 o'clock. 20 to 4, we are very hungry, so I'm gonna have the goat's curry with rice. What I've done with the rice, I fried them, I washed them first, 2 cups of rice, and fried them a little bit in that pan behind us. And then I've put, you know, when I whatever jar we use to make the goat curry, haven't washed it out, but I put some water in it, and whatever was still around in the jar, I've used that as a flavouring on our rice. Also the juice of this goat curry as well, so that looks and tastes delicious already. And I have decided to take out the meat from the Instant Pot and put it in my roasting oven for about 20 minutes. And that skin is just beautifully now looking crunchy. I think it's gonna be amazing. And I've stuck out the beans, the kohlrabi, the mushroom, whatever was in there. I'm gonna serve that as a side dish, second side. And the liquid bit, with a bit of leftover of this butter bean and some vegetables, I've blitzed it, the immersion blender, and looks like a nice, really nice thick gravy. But it's actually a curry paste sort of thing. A bit spicy, but I think it's gonna be amazing. Alright, I think we're good. And I've pulled the dinner together, and let me tell you, this fed us for quite a few days. I tend to not to have every day, so we had one day a curry and then I come up with something else the next day, and the following day we came back to the curry. Do you know what I mean? But it was so delicious, so beautiful, crunchy skin, juicy inside, lovely and soft, because I slow cooked it first before I roasted it. It was absolutely delicious. So I've served that on top of this lovely rice and with a naan bread, and honestly we absolutely loved it. It actually, the sauerkraut gone really well with it, and that thick sauce or gravy or curry sauce was just divine. Both of us absolutely loved it, and I would do this again. Perhaps I can try it with other meats, could go with chicken, turkey, lamb, beef, you know, anything what you got on hand. And what an amazing way to use up all these lovely vegetables from storage or from the freezer. I am so glad I am participating to this pantry challenge because I can see myself using up all that lovely produce what we worked so hard for in the past few years, friends. Dinner is ready. Smells delicious. Let's have a taste test. Oh wow. That is delicious. I've just took this bread out of the fridge. It's been chilling there overnight. And it's ready to go to the oven. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to score it and put it in a very hot cast iron pot and leave it in there for 45 minutes with the lid on. I'm going to have a look. I might take a lid off and put it back for another 10 to 15 minutes. Our bread is ready and it's looking delicious, friends. Look at this bread. That is fantastic. I like to take the bread out and just put it in this cooling rack straight after it's out of the oven. And I let it cool completely in here. I am experimenting making, it's not 100% gluten free, but it's more gluten free flour in here than not. Let's see how it goes. I'm just gonna put some oil now on my hand so I can take this dough out. And let's see if we can do this stretch and fold. It's got a little bit of gluten in it, but not much. It's kind of falling apart. But I just really wanted to try. So put this back in there, cover it back up. I put the bread back for 5 minutes. Just give it a little bit more crisp on the side. I am completely run out now flour in the house. Well, it's not true because I've still got some plain flour, self-raising, gluten-free and pasta flour in the inside pantry in here. But the bread flour I run out, so I'm gonna fill this big bucket because we will need to make bread again soon. And it is the next day, so we are having scrambled egg today. Today I am making scrambled eggs with some cheese and vegetables, and we are cutting into this absolutely delicious sourdough bread what we've just made, and now it's cooled down completely, so that's what we're going to serve with our scrambled eggs alongside with some vegetables and salad from the garden. And I'm just going to top it up with a bit of salt and the homestead jalapeno salsa. Look at this bread. It's just so yummy. I cannot believe how well it turned out after the sourdough started being for quite a few weeks in a fridge. So after we came back from holiday, I only fed it once or twice and I managed to do this lovely bread. Put the cheese in now. This cheese actually is still from Christmas. Breakfast is ready. We are having jalapeno, actually it's a cowboy candy and cheese, scrambled egg on sourdough bread. And I'm just going to add a little bit of sauerkraut with this meal, like a handful. And for drink, we're gonna have Elderflower Cordial, what I took out of the freezer a couple of days ago. Still got so much left. So, bon appetit! It's looking really good. I am tempting to make it as a cheese and jalapeno bread. Let's do it. I'm just gonna take this out on the kitchen surface. And I'm just going to flatten this out a bit so we can fill it with some jalapeno. Just spread it around a bit like that. And some cheese. It's our goat's cheese. I've made it about a month ago now, this one. Okay, now I'm just going to roll it up like that. And I'm going to put this in a bread bin. Let's see what's happened, friends. Some butter all around this bread bin. And let's put this in there, shall we? Just like that, look. Make sure it fills all the corners, and I leave this until it rises a bit before we're gonna bake it. I am ready to put the bread in. Looks good. It is lunchtime. We wasn't too hungry after that hearty scrambled egg breakfast, so we have decided to have a little bit of the plum pie cobbler with a cheeky ice cream. I've also put rosehip syrup on the top as an extra flavor, and it was so good. I honestly really enjoy making a homemade ice cream, and whatever left over, I just put it in this glass dish, and I just usually keep it in a freezer, and whenever we would like an ice cream, we just have it. For lunch, we are having plum cobbler with apple cinnamon ice cream and some rosehip syrup. For lunch we had cobbler, and I'm ready to make dinner now. I'm just making some mashed potatoes from our homegrown potatoes. I'm going to put some milk, what's from the freezer. To the mashed potato we got some crushed garlic and some butter, and butter I am running low now in a house, so I'm gonna start making a shopping list, and I'm gonna put freezer, and I need to get some salted and unsalted butter out of the freezer as well. So this is my shopping list. I'm gonna keep this here. Oh, flour. I still didn't get the flour, so I'm gonna put Pantry and bread flour. So with dinner tonight, this is out of the freezer what we took out a couple of days ago, the stuffed pepper boats. So I'm going to just reheat that in the oven for about 20 minutes, and that's done. And I'm going to serve that with some goat's homemade sour cream, and I'm gonna make naan bread with it as well. So that's for dinner for tonight, and tomorrow probably we're gonna have another, like an egg omelette or scrambled egg or fried egg breakfast with our sandwich bread, what I've made. I've actually made sourdough loaf and sandwich bread as well today, so we've got plenty bread, keep us going. Let's just open this up. I'm quite curious what it looks like. Let's just get the end. Oh, friends, this looks amazing, and this is the jalapeno and cheese. Oh wow, let's have a little try. This is so good, and this is actually half gluten free. Actually, more than half. That is yummy. So good. We definitely have that for breakfast tomorrow. Lunch, probably Cobbler again. It's our day out tomorrow, so we're eating out. The bread turned out delicious as well. So we're eating out tomorrow, and we think about what to cook the following day. This bread is so good. I've done this roasted red pepper spread. So good. Let's just put it on it. I cannot resist. The mashed potato is done. I mean, the potato is now cooked, so I'm just putting some butter, milk, salt and crushed garlic to it, and I give it a good mash. Dinner is ready. So we've got mashed potato, pepper boats, sour cream and naan bread. Good morning, back to the pantry challenge. It is the next day, and we are gonna have scrambled eggs again. So I've got the eggs from the fridge. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt on it. With that, we're gonna have a homemade jalapeno candy, and I still got some cabbages, carrot and beetroot in the fridge, what we grew together. So I was thinking we can make a nice salad. So I'm just gonna look at this carrot now, the purple carrot, sending roots and shoots. Still gorgeous. So we're gonna have the carrot, beetroot, cabbage with some pickled radishes. I pickled this radish ages ago. Still smells amazing. And a little bit of sauerkraut. I've already made tea. I've used up our freeze-dried oranges and lemons just to flavour it, the English tea. And then we're going to have, I'm gonna toast the sandwich bread I've made yesterday with it. And I think I'm gonna put some garlic in it as well. So grab some garlic out. All this garlic now shooting. We can actually, you know, I'm tempting to put this on. Honestly, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Some of this I'm gonna put on and see how it goes. Because I'm having a new garden this year. So I've not done the garden last year. I was supposed to run it last autumn to harvest it this summer. So we can experiment. I'm using up the onions, the ones what's shooting first. These shoots are perfectly edible. And let's see, usually the inside it's not really good, but we're gonna use up as much as we can, and I'm just gonna compost the rest. Because the inside gets tough, so I'll just take that out, because that's just too tough to eat. But the rest is still good. So we're gonna eat the rest, friends. Still delicious. Nothing gets wasted, you know, we eat what we can. What we can't, what the animals can't, we'll compost it. You know how we roll. This carrot, it's so funny, look at it. It's purple outside and it's orange inside. I'm just gonna little scrape it. So good. Wow. Just chop everything up. This is gonna be our salad. Actually, I'm just gonna put the onion in first before the eggs, so let's do that first. Hello, Sandika, did you eat your breakfast? I've got the dog next to me here. Just got everything up. So breakfast is ready. Unbelievable how well our egg stores. These eggs being in the fridge for a while, still perfect. You know, cheese. Sandwich bread turned out so well. I'm not gonna toast this today, we're just gonna have it as it is. I'm just going to put some butter on it. I found some cheese that's from Christmas that was in that waxy caramelized onion flavor, I think it was, so that's gonna be yummy with a fried egg. And also a bit of sauerkraut we're gonna have as well. I'm gonna put some on a plate. So we have fried egg and cheese on sourdough bread and some sauerkraut and a cup of tea. I'm just finishing off the leftover goat curry for tea tonight. Welcome back to Adri's Farmhouse Kitchen. It is a last day of the January Pantry Challenge. It is the last day of January and it is Friday and it's nearly 9 o'clock and I'm ready to make breakfast. So today for breakfast I'm gonna make fried bread. I successfully made quite a few sourdough bread since the holiday and I wasn't sure if I'm gonna be successful or not. So I took out some sliced sourdough bread from the freezer, what really needs to be used up now. It's been sitting in the fridge for a few days. It's still absolutely fine. You can eat this as it is, toast it, you know. But I have decided, so I think I'm gonna do the lot. I've got 5 slices there. So that's how when I slice sourdough bread to put in the freezer, I like to put this baking sheet in between so they won't stick together. Anyway, I flash freeze it first anyway. So that's what's gonna be for breakfast. I'm gonna spread this goat's cottage cheese on it as well. And to that, I'm gonna slice up and peel our homegrown shallots. The shallots really last really well, honestly. I'm gonna put some slices on the top, and I've got eggs from the fridge, from Lush's garden, chickens even, and I've got some garlic powder that's also homegrown, some salt, and I'm gonna put a sprinkle of dill in an egg. So we're gonna egg wash the bread with the cottage cheese and the onions on it, and we're gonna fry it. So that's breakfast. So it's gonna be a hearty breakfast. Also I'm gonna serve it with a bit of the homestead jalapeno candy, sauerkraut, and we've got a little bit of this salad that I've made a couple of days ago. Finish it off. Okay, so that's it for breakfast. I've got 2 eggs. I'm just going to whisk this a little bit. And to my 2 eggs, I'm gonna add a pinch of salt and a little bit of garlic powder. Put this aside. And now I'm going to deal with the shallots. So I'm just gonna take the skin off. I've peeled the shallots, took me a few minutes because they are little tiny bulbs, and I've just sliced them up. After I've put the cheese, the goat's cream cheese on the bread, and I kind of pushed those shallots into that cheese so it's not gonna fall out while I was doing the egg mixture. If it did, I just pushed it back, and then I've got a frying pan now going behind me with some oil in it, and I've just put a first few to get it going, and then I went back and I literally put the rest of the bread to the egg mixture, and then I fried it up 2 or 3 at a time. And let me tell you, this was so good. I cannot wait to do this again. Alan enjoyed it as well. So we skipped lunch today. We had a lovely walk around the stream and we had a quite busy day. We had our alpaca's toenails trimmed today and hello Zandika. I am cooking turkey for you now. Look, it's ready. It's ready now. Yeah. So we are making dinner. I remembered to took out some turkey breast from the freezer. I cut it up in bite-sized pieces and we're going to have, I've already got the rice going in an instant pot, and then we're going to have, for dinner tonight, we're gonna have Salsa Verde turkey with rice. So I've got 2 pints of Salsa Verde, tomatillo, and I'm just gonna fry up this turkey, pour the content of these 2 pints over the turkey, and I'm just going to serve it with rice and it's gonna be amazing. In the meantime, I am making a little bit of turkey meat for the dogs as well. And also, I am just making some sourdough breadcrumbs. So what I do, I just blitz it, I cut the dough. This is actually a whole, not dough, the bread. This is a whole bread, what I've been doing. So I just blitz it in a blender and then I'll just dry it in on a baking tray for overnight on the agar. So I'm just frying up with a bit of salt and pepper this turkey breast until it turns from pink to white, and literally just going to pour the tomatillo verde over the meat, bring it up to a boil, reduce the liquid a little bit, and dinner is done. And that's what I do to dry out the sourdough breadcrumbs. I'm just gonna leave them here overnight. I'll give it a little stir probably tomorrow during the day, and I'm gonna blitz it again if you want it finer, and just put it in the jars whenever we need a fry up or another breaded turkey breast or chicken breast. We've got our homemade breadcrumbs available. I still had a little bit of left of the naan bread in a fridge, so I am I'm gonna serve that as well with dinner. So just had a little bit of a dust of a bread flour on a work surface in here. Roll it out and it's ready to fry. A couple of minutes on each side and it's ready. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today. And this week, shall I say, we have finished the January Pantry Challenge, and I cannot wait to do it all over again in the month of February. But for now, bye friends. Dinner is ready. I'm just adding a bit more coriander salt on the top. And that's for the doggies. And that's for us.